We're going to evaluate a formula, or more accurately, we're going to use Excel's Evaluate Formula functionality. The Evaluate Formula functionality allows you to walk through a formula step by step, having Excel calculate each of the pieces along the way while building a result as you go. You can also step into and out of your formula if your formula is referencing other cells. This is a fairly simple but a fairly powerful piece of Excel's toolbox. In fact, I used this a couple days ago to resolve an issue I was having with a formula. Simple formulas are easy. Complex formulas are complex, and sometimes when you're trying to resolve an issue with a formula, it's generating a result that doesn't seem to be consistent with what you anticipate. You can use this functionality many times to quickly run down the problem. So I've got a formula in cell B5. Admittedly, it's sort of a goofy formula. I'm applying some mathematical operations to some values in some cells and having Excel tell me whether the result is either greater than or less than 600. But why is the formula generating a result of false? Well, I'm going to go into the Formula Evaluator and find out. The Formula Evaluator is on the Formulas tab in the Formula Auditing group, Evaluate Formula. The Evaluate Formula dialog box displays first the reference, cell B5, on this worksheet, and then it displays the formula. There's a piece of the formula that's underlined. I'm going to move the dialog box down here so I can see everything. And there's a piece of the formula that's underlined. The formula says if left paren, 5 plus C11, and C11 is underlined. C11 is a cell reference within this formula, and that's why the evaluator is giving us the option to step into the cell C11. When I left-click Step In, I get another box displayed below our main formula that we're evaluating that displays the formula that's in cell C11. Once you step into your formula and then you step back out, you'll no longer have the ability to step back in to, in this case, look at the formula that's in C11. But we can continue to evaluate the formula. Now, where there used to be a reference to cell C11 when we stepped into the formula to take a look at what the formula looked like in cell C11, when we stepped back out, Excel replaced the reference C11 with the result of that formula, which is 55. When I click Evaluate again, Excel adds the 5 plus the 55 and gives me 60. And it still has that part of the formula that's underlined. So as we sequentially go through each one of these pieces of the formula, Excel will do what it just did. It'll give us the option to step into the evaluator to look at the cell formula that's being referenced, and it will sequentially convert those references and the formula pieces that are in our main formula to a value, and eventually lead us to the result of the entire formula. So when I click Evaluate again, D8 times E8, D8 is now referenced. I can step into the formula. D8 is the number 2. I'll step back out. So the D8 reference in the formula now becomes the number 2. I won't step into E8, but when I evaluate, E8 is 5. So I have 2 times 5. That's underlined. Evaluate one more time. That becomes 10. So Excel continues to perform the mathematical operations on the pieces of the formula. So I have 60 times 10 is greater than 600, evaluate. It's now going to evaluate 60 times 10, which is 600, is greater than 600, evaluate again, and that evaluates to false. C11 is underlined again, 5 plus C11, which is 55, 5 plus 55 is 60, times D8, which is 2, times E8, which is 5. 2 times 5 is 10. 60 times 10 is 600. 600 is less than 600. That again is false. And evaluating again and continuing to evaluate till we get the final result of the formula. The entire formula evaluates to false because 600 isn't less than 600, nor is it greater than 600. I can close the formula evaluator and I have my answer. It's because I haven't built into the formula the condition where the result of the calculation could actually be equal to 600. So I can make this a 1 and we're less than 600, or I can make this a 3 and we're greater than 600. But if it's a 2, it's equal to 600, and the formula evaluates to false, because 600 is neither greater or less than 600. So that's the evaluate formula functionality. It's easy to overlook this, but this can come in handy when you have a formula that's large and you are trying to figure out piece by piece what's happening within a formula, because it's giving you a result that is incorrect or that seems to be different than what you intended. As you're evaluating, you can step in and out of the formula to look at other cells that may contain other formulas or values that are a piece of the formula that you're evaluating.